What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Cantina Hour. We are back live tonight with our boy Tom, where we are going to be talking just random banter, man. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be vibing. We're doing all sorts of good stuff. So if this is your first time Cantina Hour, dude, just know that we are going to talk random stuff. I don't know, just random things. And with that said, Hopsgeek News, make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. As I kind of figure out the Facebook here in a second, I'll do that in a second. It's our friends out there. Yes, leave a comment on YouTube. We can't go on Twitter anymore because we have to pay a premium subscription, which is bullshit in my opinion. But we should be on Facebook. I'll deal with that in a second. We are currently also on YouTube, so comment Facebook if we're there. What's up, Micah? Shout out to Lauren's mom as well, who just had a good birthday. So before I disappear and introduce our other folks, I'm drinking Hoppy Days. This came from Lauren, and she drank it on an episode we recorded earlier. It is a double IPA, so I figured I'm going to drink it tonight from Breaker Brewing Company out of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Oh,
yeah, man. Pennsylvania beer tonight. Look at this.
Wilkes-Barre.
Wilkes-Barre. Oh, Wilkes-Barre. I'm sorry.
That brewery was like a little hidden, like out of nowhere gem that was just absolutely fantastic.
My bad. We're driving home with Stacy, and I'm gonna throw it to Lauren real quick so I can figure out what's happening on the other socials. So, Lauren, what dost thou be drinking?
I'm actually, Micah's on here. So I am pouring a home brew from Micah called Clint Barton Hawkeye Farmhouse Ale. So I do have my little old man Hawkeye here. So I'm going to get a picture in a minute. It is a home brew. I got a little taste of it. It tastes really good. This always amazes me that y'all can do this in your house, because the couple times I've home brewed, it wasn't great. It's got a little bit more head than I expected. So I'm letting it settle before I can give a proper review. But then I will also get a proper picture. If anybody is not familiar with Old Man Hawkeye, he's in Old Man Logan. And not only does he, obviously he has his hearing aids, he's blind in Old Man Logan, but that doesn't stop him from driving Old Man Logan around. So if you happen to go blind, don't let that hold you back from driving. If Hawkeye can do it, anybody can do it. That's why they put those things on the side of the road. So if you veer off, it goes, doo, 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 doo. That's for blind people, guys.
Interesting. All right. Well, we have our resident pop culture connoisseur on over here. Tom, what's up, bud? Long time no see. How is it going? What do you got going on?
Thank you for having me back. But before I say anything, I'm at 11 direct straight from the Sanctum of Awesome. My name is Off the Cuff Tom, the pop culture connoisseur. And because we are drinking beers with the those guys, I even have one. I got a spicy margarita. I get too much
Goza.
Yes, Tom has Mickey ears. He does.
I do. I'm official masketeer. And trust me, this little embroidery here, they said, we can't guarantee your hat's going to make it through. That was at the Chapeau at Disney World last time I went down.
Oh, my ears do not have my name. You really stepped it up there.
You did.
For the baseball cap one?
Ooh.
Well, I don't have the baseball. Well, I mean, I have multiple ears and none of them have my name. Logan has the one.
So you get the headband styles.
Yeah. So Logan's first haircut was at Magic Kingdom in the little barber shop, which sounds like super fancy, but honestly, it was like $25 for his first haircut. They do such a good job. And then they give him a little hat and it says first haircut on the back. So of course he has pictures in front of the castle with the first hair. They're so good though. I need to schedule like another one. Like a lot of times my husband will just shave his head in the bathroom and then my mom cries because it doesn't look great.
Oh my God, what have you done?
But they have the bubble wands and, they make it a whole thing and they're obviously, extra level good with the kids. And unless it's gone up, and this is before COVID, it was the same price as like Supercuts, if not freaking cheaper. And it's magical. They sprinkle pixie dust on your head.
This is from Terrapin Beer Company out of Athens, Georgia.
Ooh.
I think they're owned by Coors now.
Are they?
I don't care. This is wonderful. This is a Sunday morning beer.
Right.
Speaking
Sunday
of Terrapin
morning,
morning,
like brunch.
They have a great wake and bake beer. Terrapin.
Oh,
Did you ever have their wake and bake stuff? Is really good.
These came to me via my sister-in-law, so I'm loving the vibe here, man.
You got the lights going in the background. So for anybody who might just be joining tonight, I am looking good. Thanks, Mike. Facebook comments aren't coming through where I can put them up on here. However, he loves this shirt. Guys, listen, Roosevelt's, rsvlts.com. You know, that is what I always rep on this show. I love closet is cool. You know what? I'm gonna be not so humble. Oh yeah, you like that? Look at all the Mickeys, look at all the Donalds. Oh shit, peep the fit. Boom. Yes, love Roosevelt's on this show. Maybe one day they're gonna sponsor us.
My wife got me this shirt. I will.
Started my Roosevelt's habit. My mom also says don't cut your kids' hair, leave it to professionals because she is a hairdresser. So do that. But if you're joining us, we are gonna talk about this random stuff tonight, man.
It started during COVID. We didn't have a choice.
Can I start a random one right here?
Yes.
I didn't know that the name of that brand was Roosevelt's until you said it out loud.
Really? Yes, it's Roosevelt's, dude, like after Teddy Roosevelt.
Dude, I like took phonetics in school, so yeah, that doesn't spell Roosevelt's. There's supposed to be some O's and some E's.
That's
how the cool
point.
kids
I don't
spell
know
it. It's Sigma cap.
Oh no my cap. God. Ever since my kids have hung out with Lauren's kids, they won't shut up about Skibbity Toilet and Sigma and all of this stuff. And I'm going to come and I'm going to
help me
throw eggs at your house. Yeah, she thought it was
just throw eggs at
Megan thought it was just the initials. Like, no, come on, man. Roosevelt's. Yeah, it's awesome. They're great.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I ain't got that Riz when it comes to Roosevelt's.
Listen, I got all the Riz. But we are going to talk about random stuff.
I have
tonight,
the Skibbity Toilet Riz.
But like seriously, my kids don't even use it in a proper terminology.
I don't know that I use it in the proper terminology.
Results?
Does anybody?
Yeah, because
that's what I said.
Stacy, the results because
that makes sense. Like you get the results you want, like because you're looking good.
The results are my wife's taking me to bed at night because I'm wearing this.
You keep your hoodie on when she takes you to bed.
I say, hey, what's up, baby? I got the
hoodie
Riz.
and socks.
Get up in here. I got all the Sigma for you. Yeah, so it's Roosevelt's. Yeah, no, you guys. All right, so isn't Sigma like alpha? I don't know. Maybe we're old. But
alpha, beta, gamma, delta,
sigma, but then like Skibbity Toilet is like stupid toilet head things. And
whenever she says Skibbity, I start singing like Skibbity bee bop 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 bop.
You know what? Yeah, I don't know. Like that's Roosevelt's, but we do kind of have some loose agendas tonight. Right, granted, this is random banter, and however. I'm going to talk about a movie I saw real quick. I've already kind of talked about it on the episode that drops Monday, but I want you all to know the good word of the film Twisters. Okay. I need to talk about it again. I watched Twisters. It's on digital. I bought it. I paid for it. You know why? $25 over to buy versus 20 to rent. Listen, you're still spending
I did it
less.
For Dune too. I don't judge.
Listen, I own it and I will watch it again because I love the original, but Twisters is out. Yes. Megan knew it. Dude, this movie is good. Oh my God. I thought Twisters was absolutely fantastic. Now it's got Glenn Powell, Daisy Edgar Jones, Will Ramos, and Glenn Powell's he's so hot right now. Glenn Powell is, and really good. He's basically like a YouTube star. He's the tornado wrangler. And so they're going into tornadoes. They do a lot of cool technology. Everybody knows that I was scarred for life by tornadoes as a kid, and I watched the Weather Channel religiously as though I have a disability. And yeah, oh God, I can't even.
You would think watching these movies would give you
Kiernan Shipka is in this movie, and I'm going to leave that at that. But this movie was great, dude. It's so much fun. I need to know scientifically if it's possible to dissipate a tornado. So if somebody's out there smarter than me, like, but yeah, like, dude.
She also voiced she's Sabrina. Avatar: The Legend of Korra as well. She also plays Sabrina in Netflix.
Yes,
she was
in the Amazon Totally Killer. She was in the movie.
Oh, and that, yeah, I did watch that because you told me to. That was pretty good.
It was a good movie. It was like, very good. Highly recommend for spooky season. If you want like a fun slasher film, boom, it's a time travel slasher film. Check it out.
Really good.
My grandfather, yeah, he was like weather in the military and stuff. Dude, what's up to our guy out there? He just joined Nerd Initiative and he's already doing big things out there. Check out Year the Collector, all sorts of good stuff that's his handle. Check out his goods. But this movie, great. I thought that it was missing Philip Seymour Hoffman. Of course, you know, I love him, but I liked Glenn Powell more than Bill Paxton. I'll say it. Have not seen Long Legs yet. Hoping to see that, but that brings me to my No, it's with Longlegs is with Nicolas Cage. It's supposed to be like a horror movie. That's like this next. It's supposed to be like a really good horror movie. I know Lauren hasn't seen it. Tom, have you seen Longlegs yet?
You guys know I don't do horror.
That's fair.
Of
That's
reasons.
right. That's right. Well,
We're more
speaking of
into
which,
Disney movies.
we're talking Disney, but I want to hear. I know Tom's been doing a lot of good
We like
things.
mice. Duh.
I don't have Mickey ears. I'm sorry. I got Minnie Mouse for
I gotta
spooky
get
Halloween
something
back
in
there.
these to hold them up.
Yeah, you know, it's
Like-
okay. You know,
like,
1 in
I need a
3
little blue
Mickey
pill
Mice,
for my ears.
their ears
These
don't
ones
stay up, you know?
fall too. Yeah, they get like squished in the bag and stuff.
Listen,
These aren't the best.
do
The
they
bow
make pills
usually
for
keeps
that?
them up for
They've got
keeping
you.
things up.
1 in 3
Did you hear
Mickeys
about the
have
cargo ship?
keeping their ears up. I don't know.
I can't remember what it was now. There's some joke about cargo ship that was full of Viagra. I can't
I
remember
don't
the
know.
joke.
It stayed up.
And they tried to sink it, but it always stayed up.
Something like that.
Tom, this makes me think though. You do a lot of cool stuff as far as TV, Nerd Initiative TV. So what is it that you've kind of been watching lately? Because I know you've been talking some Umbrella Academy. So what is it that you're kind of into lately?
So right now I've been into Umbrella Academy, and I don't know if you guys knew, for a while I was watching quite almost religiously Call the Midwife. I'm a big Anglophile, so when you give me something from the BBC, I kind of just inhale the whole thing. But right now,
That's
because
a
of summer
serious
scoops,
show to binge like that.
Hey, I'm gonna cut real quick. I just want to say shout out to our friend from FanX Salt Lake, Brian O'Halloran. If he's still watching on Instagram, thanks for popping in. I see you there. Hey, really loved talking to the Clerks crew back then. But yes, Tom is doing a lot of good stuff aside from Umbrella Academy. I did not mean to cut you off.
Oh no, quite all right. Quite. If it's Brian O'Halloran, I think he definitely outranks me, even though I'm not supposed to be here today.
That's you invited yourself. No, I'm just kidding. We love having Tom on. Tom is amazing. But yeah, dude.
So I've been doing Umbrella Academy. I've been doing obviously prep for the stuff I got going on next week. But as far as TV, it really has been Umbrella Academy. Call the Midwife, which I'm waiting for that to come out. My wife is binging Fairy Tale right now, so I've been catching episodes of that with her.
What is that? I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, what is Fairy Tale?
Anime. It's anime. Like my wife likes, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna put it out here. My wife likes the anime style shows that all it is the good guys win, the bad guys lose, and we get the next power up by the time we finish the season. So I've said, so pretty much every show you've watched on Crunchyroll is just Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I've watched Full Metal Alchemist. I've watched Death Note.
Well, everyone that she has watched.
Oh yeah, no, Lauren hasn't watched anime. No,
I don't do anime.
She being my better half. But she's just waiting for One Piece to come back because she can't do subbed. She's got to watch dubbed. So I watched that. We've started watching. We went back, and I finally, since she's been in this anime binge, which I'm all for, I said, "Honey, can we watch one of my favorite animes?" I was like, "Okay." And she thought I was going to go. She thought I was going to go Dragon Ball Z or G Gundam, which are two of my favorites. As I sit here with my Master Gundam in hand. But we were watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, not original Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the second series.
Ooh.
So did you guys hear about the Viagra shipment that was stolen?
This is over Lauren's head. Straight over Lauren's head. She's like, I don't know.
The police are looking for the police are looking for the hardened criminals.
Oh my god.
I do. Mom, I didn't finish Umbrella Academy yet, so I can't tell you what I think about it.
I haven't watched past season 1. Call the Midwife. Carrie loves Call the Midwife. I did not.
I have not watched Umbrella Academy or all of Umbrella Academy, I should say, because, as I do TV talk on Mondays, I stay as fresh as possible. So I did the first 3 episodes. I did the episode for Nerd Initiative. I'm going to watch the next 3 episodes this weekend and then do that on Monday.
Yeah. I mean, that makes it, because you brought up a really good point, actually, when we were talking, or, in the chat, it's that if you drop a whole season at once, it kind of gets forgotten right away. And I very much agree.
In our short-term memory. It's just, it's fun to binge a show. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, the momentum is there and gone.
Matt, who's that?
Who's who? Who's me?
Oh, I was like, wait, what happened? What I miss? I do love Yu-Gi-Oh! Also, hell yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Baby. But you're right, like the bear, dude. that came out and it kind of came and went. I don't see anybody talking about the bear now. Cobra Kai, haven't seen a single person talk about the little bit that they dropped while we were on vacation.
Oh, I
So
did.
versus things that come out weekly, like The Boys, right? You get more, there's more
Could you
talking about it.
imagine though if the boys
You're
dropped
staying
all
more
at once?
topical.
That's too much.
Exactly.
Like the boys, you have to digest. Like even the fact that they do like 2 or 3 at like the first week, it's like that's almost too much. Like I need to process the fact that I just
Ooh.
saw God in a human centipede. Like I need time to process that.
This is a hot take, but I also agree that the bear season was average.
Meh.
Ooh.
I wasn't overly impressed with this season. I feel like a lot of nothing happened. It kind of like slowed its tires. Stuff happened, but not a lot. I
They
don't
went
know.
heavy on the character development and not as much on the bear as the restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Versus the
I mean,
previous
I've never
seasons.
seen it. I'm like, that's correct. I agree.
Very good show, very clever writing.
Keep
But this
hearing
season
show.
they
Great writing.
yes. They went too
But
far.
there was a
towards the
definite tonal
characters this
shift.
year.
There was,
I definitely will agree with that.
I was
I
even
also
having dinner with a friend yesterday who was talking about how great it is, and I'm like, I know I need to just get Hulu for a month and catch up on Only Murders.
why have it's on Disney
I need to watch
Plus.
it there. It's on
The
Disney.
Bear's on Disney Plus. I think Only Murders is too because Hulu and Disney Plus merged, and so I actually
That
was
way I
watching
certain
The Bear.
things have come over to
Yeah.
Plus.
Yes, certain. So I Only Murders in the Building, which is getting ready to start. I think on August 27th. Such a good show. Oh my
Oh
god,
my
I love
God.
that show. Talk about clever writing, dude. Oh my god, that's such a good show. But that's another
I
one
forget.
that
I called it way in the middle of the last season. Just saying.
for you called
For who
what
the murderer
exactly?
was.
Oh, you did actually. Yes, I think you did.
Wait, I don't know. Don't say anything.
Okay, well, obviously we're not gonna say anything, but
It was the person that did the murdering.
Damn
yeah,
it, Tom.
silly goober.
Next
That's
you're gonna tell me the midwife delivered the baby. This is terrible.
the midwives. Yeah. Shout out to our
They
man,
always
Blue
deliver
Maynard
the
Brewer.
baby.
How could they? That's a really good one. We're in like a doldrums. Like July and June went hard for shows, and I'm currently just waiting for Only Murders. So I'm only not really watching
Only
anything
Murders
else.
is not on my Disney Plus.
So
Are you
back-
rewatching Supernatural?
Back in the old days, back in the days of us when those of us who were 80s children, this is what we call the summer sweeps.
We had to wait until September. I know this works. I watched Green Arrow. I watched The Flash.
For me, though, summer, like when I was younger, was when I actually caught up on the shows because I couldn't record them or whatever. And like, you're not home on a weekday during school, like you're out with your friends or you're at
This
practice
one.
for whatever it is.
Yep.
So it was like I
Because
caught up
that
on
dropped
shows
all at
during the
once.
summer.
Batman Caped Crusader, dude. My mom didn't like Call the Midwife, but Batman Caped. I haven't watched Batman Caped Crusader yet, believe it or not.
I started to call them.
Have you guys watched Batman Caped Crusader?
I haven't.
did a
Didn't that
great
just
review.
come out at the beginning of this month?
Ken did a great review. Sean raved about it. It's been getting rave reviews on social media. I actually haven't watched it. I don't know. I don't know why.
I'm
completely-
still. We got back, and it was like I was catching up on Cobra Kai.
I'm still
and
catching up from
it
getting
really
back on
had me.
vacation.
But no, I have not watched Supernatural. I think since before we left.
I'm watching How I Met Your Mother, which again I've talked about. That's like my favorite show. So obviously I'm watching that, but I haven't watched anything. Have you seen any new movies? I'm getting ready to go see Alien Romulus tomorrow. I think
I've seen Deadpool and Wolverine twice, and I want to see that
I
again.
have seen that twice. Well, you do have some stats for us. Why don't you dive into your Deadpool and Wolverine updated stats, if you will? My wife, hold on, got to shout out my wife. TV shows aren't dropping because so many good movies are coming to digital, like Twisters and The Fall Guy. Yes. My mom wants to know if anyone watched Outlander. We'll talk about Outlander in a second. But Lauren, you get a solo.
So, update on Deadpool and Wolverine stats. This is the 34th consecutive MCU release to debut at #1 at the domestic box office. Just the fact that this is classified as MCU makes my heart like grow like 3 times like the Grinch. This is the highest domestic opening weekend of 2024. It is the biggest opening weekend for both Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. It is the highest R-rated opening of all time, and it is the highest July opening weekend of all time. And it is still going strong. I don't know if it's still going strong. I assume it is. I want to go see it again.
I think it's going strong. I mean, I assume it is.
It was number one last week, and we'll see again. So we'll see.
Alien, I think, is going to take it this weekend, man. I want to see Alien.
That's probably fair and understandable.
Alien's going to take it, but it's not going to top it.
Oh, God, come on. Let's be real.
Oh, definitely. It's not going to top it. What is Alien rated? Is that R or 13?
Oh, it's definitely R, isn't it?
Should be.
It should be R. It's back to its original horror roots. Stacey's been watching Veep, which has Julie Louis-Dreyfus as the vice president. She might go see Trap on Sunday.
Oh, I want to see Trap.
And then made 54 last week. Yeah, 54 mil. That's nothing to laugh at. But Tom, you looked like you might be an Outlander fan. You got really excited. Are you the one that's watching Outlander? Because I have not been.
I have been watching Outlander.
Tell us about Outlander. You get a solo for this one.
I absolutely love Outlander. I love a good period piece, and I also love I've come to find out, strong female-led show. So it's really interesting when you can put the two together with a little bit of faux science involved as well, and a little mystic stuff going on. But funny story. All right. So I was at New York Comic-Con a few years ago. I think it was my first Comic-Con reporting. And I felt so bad for the folks during the Bates Motel sequel series they had.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
These Droughtlanders, sex-deprived, middle-class housewives kept coming in during the panel in the Hulu auditorium at Madison Square Garden and just started sneaking down, or sat through 3 panels in the front row just so they could just ooze over Jamie. Like, it is a ravenous fan base. But I gotta say, I love the story. Diana Gabaldon has been making a great story. They've made a few artistic license choices for TV, but absolutely go and watch it. Now, I got something to spoil here because of your Deadpool and Wolverine.
What? Is that a poster? Where'd you get this? Tell me more. I need to know now.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Oh.
Got it at the studio. Tell me. No.
What?
No, actually, I got this this is the Lightbox poster that they put out in front of the movie theater. You can tell because it's see-through, it's heavy duty.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Did you just ask him for this? Like, I need to know everything right now.
So, luckily, my local movie theater, what they do on big opening weekends is stay. They do this little thing where they bring out this little mini putt-putt thing. It's at a right angle, and you get $1, 3 swings. All money goes to like Children's Miracle Network or another local charity.
Oh, that's so cool.
So, like, I have the chef, I have or the kitchen, whatever one of ones with Ray Fiennes.
Oh, the menu.
Yeah, the menu with Anna.
That movie's good too.
Oh, that was a dark movie.
I just want a cheeseburger. So to get Deadpool and Wolverine on opening weekend, I had to get 2 holes in one, not just one.
All right.
So
my wife's trying to get a hole in one with this fun fact. James E. Frazier is actually named off of the author being a fan of Jamie McCrimmon from Doctor Who. She's watching our show tonight. She's trying to get that hole in one, if you know what I mean. What's up, baby? I see you.
I will recommend.
She turned it off immediately.
Have every guy just be warned if your partner, any partner, if one person's partner is another person's partner is watching Outlander, you're getting some that night. As long as
I'm not watching Outlander. We're watching How I Met Your Mother, I guess. But
it don't matter. You'll get it after the fact. You don't have to watch it with them. You're good. It's true. It's a cause and effect. So the Deadpool poster was. So I hand the kids $2 to get 6 shots. I take 3 shots to get tuned in. So when I'm on my second 3, I'm going hole in 1, hole in 2, or hole in 1, second hole in 1, and then just for shits and giggles, the third one I go maximum effort, hole in 1, and the girl's jaw damn near hits the floor.
I mean, how do you not at that point? You get 3. My big question actually is,
how do you get the giant thing that Deadpool's laying on?
Yeah, so like that's my big question. Is like, don't movies just like throw this stuff away? So like, how do I get like the big stuff? I want the big stuff.
Talk to them.
Am I gonna make like a hole in 6? Like, who do I talk to about getting the big?
Now I need a U-Haul to rent to take this home.
I show up with like the giant cardboard cutout of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, and my wife's
I'll
ready
just
to
take
divorce
Hugh
me. The
Jackman
kids are in the
at stand
parking
up.
lot crying because they can't. Their rooms are now taken over by Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. There's a scary man in the hallway.
Yeah, my comic book guy has one of those big, huge standees that you get in and you take a picture with. That he just knows the guy at the movie theater. But chat
awesome.
with your local general manager there. Say, hey, here's the deal. What are you doing with it? Because they have to throw them out. They can't
That's
sell.
what I'm saying. They throw them away. Like, what am I going to do with it? I don't know, but I'll do something with it.
You got all that green shelf space.
See, also there was a Grease reference in How I Met Your Mother. I didn't know it was from Grease. No, I wasn't paying attention, so I didn't hear.
So
what
Carrie,
Barney
he
said.
also didn't catch my How You Met Your Mother reference on our main episode tonight. I said 2 beavers are better than 1, and he didn't pick up on it. He's slacking.
Oh, no cutouts, man. I can't do nothing around here. Anyways, so anywho, fine. Tom, did you guys watch the Craven the Hunter trailer?
I have not yet, and it's for obvious reasons.
Other than the fact that it's Sony and like
K.
everything they touch turns into a big steaming pile of crap.
What's my last name?
I was craving you to say that, actually.
Well, I'm not
Yes.
craven enough to say that my last name is Craven.
Listen, it's coming out in December. You get the folks over for the holidays. You get your spiced up eggnog, and you go down in the movies, and you're gonna obviously watch Craven the Hunter.
Like it's a Christmas movie.
Apparently, this movie went through extensive reshoots. That's why they moved it to this year. In the fact that they added Rhino in, and there is a shot of Rhino in this trailer, and it looks god awful.
It looks better than the Paul Giamatti one.
Okay, that's not even saying much. The bar was already on the basement. The bar might have gone like halfway up the stairs to a locked door at the basement at that point.
But at least it should be better than Madam Web.
Oh God, yes. Yes, the trailer for this was better than the trailer for Madam Web. The trailer for Madam Web, I was just so confused as to what was happening. It was like if like some mediocre high school drama team had to put together a trailer. I feel like that's what it would have been. Craven the Hunter, the trailer was just cliche. It was everything you would expect. It's every scene you've seen.
Every early 2000s, 90s
trailer. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
Craven's not a hero. That's the other problem I have with it. Like, why are we trying to get him?
Because anti-heroes are so hot right now.
I don't love Venom. I absolutely hate Tom Hardy's portrayal of Venom too. So I hate that they think that this movie's going to be like the next Venom, because I also hate Venom. And I think Tom Hardy sucks as Eddie Brock. I will say it to the 6 people that might be listening right now, because we can't stream on fucking Twitter. I hate his portrayal. He's not Eddie Brock. He sucks. All right. I said it.
It's okay.
I said it. We have not gotten a good on-screen portrayal of Venom yet. My wife loves Venom. My wife's also absolutely roasting me in the chat right now on Facebook. So if you guys want to hop on Facebook and see my wife roasting me in the chat, she keeps me humble, folks. She clearly didn't see my Keep the Fit where I was at the top of my game. Absolutely, we can get a Venom cutout. All right, you know, as long as what the hell? No,
you know they're coming soon to a theater near you.
I know Venom: The Last Dance comes out this fall. Like, are you guys going to be there in theaters to see that?
No.
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm going to see that.
Venom looks better than Craven the Hunter. Venom looks way better. I didn't hate the Venom trailer. I actually got excited watching the Venom trailer, and I feel like part of it, like when he like went on to the horse, it gave me T-Rex old Logan vibes. And I was like, oh, this could actually be fun.
You know,
the first Venom they tried. The second Venom they tried too much.
Yes, I think
that's the third Venom they haven't tried at all. You can tell because it's called The Last Dance.
They just realized they gotta just contract reasons. That's all.
I think they know what they are now, and I hope that they embrace the ridiculousness of what they've.
You're telling me no. This is how I know you haven't played the Spider-Man game with Venom recently, because Venom was.
You also know because I don't play video games that aren't Tetris on Game Boy.
That's fair, but first of all, don't say that like I know that, because you bought me Crocs and you are against Crocs. So, you know what? Slowly but surely, folks, we're getting places on this podcast. I
support my friends. I don't support.
4 years in, we are getting places on this podcast. Yeah,
he did Venom.
Madam Web.
I did not buy them on my own.
No, she did. It was an early birthday present. Don't let her blame you. Nope. Anyways, Madam Web was the friends we made along dude, I watched that movie twice in 2 nights. We, as a Patreon
So
group, watched that movie together. If you join our Patreon once a month, we
we
watch a
make
movie
you watch a
together.
terrible movie. Oh, that's good
Um,
marketing.
this month is actually supposed to be, well, it started as a drinking game with
Tenacious
Madam
D.
Web. This month is supposed to be Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny, which is an absolutely phenomenal film.
I need to sign up for Patreon right now because I got a story on
Dude.
that too.
Oh, what's your share your story, man? What's your story on the Pick of Destiny?
Destiny Child. So I actually saw that just before opening weekend at the Mira Mesa AMC because I won tickets on the local radio station. I had a Pick a Destiny t-shirt that was given out during it too. And I still listen to that on my regular playlists.
Okay, but that soundtrack is one of the best movie soundtracks of all time. Like long ass fucking time ago in a town called Kickapoo. It's got Meatloaf. It's got Ben Stiller. We do one cock push
Ronnie
up, if you will.
James
I'm
Dio.
sorry, James Dio. I'm sorry that Lauren's dad's in the chat. He also didn't like Tom Hardy, a man of culture, if you will.
That's my stepdad.
Stepdad,
I
sorry.
actually, no, you're fine. But my dad though, Rich, my stepdad watches Marvel movies. My dad, this is going to be a total segue real quick, does not watch Marvel movies at all except for the Thor movies because he loves Vikings. And then he goes, actually, recently we did watch a Marvel movie, and I go, please God, don't tell me it was Madam Web. And he goes, it was Madam Web.
Oh
All right,
Lord.
Sorry.
All right. I'm gonna side veer actually because this beer. So why don't we? So it was something brought up today. There was DT, our good friend from Space Castle. He's very vocal in the Discord. Love that man to death. He asked because there's an article that came out about the Mount Rushmore of craft beers. So I want to know. We'll start with Lauren because she's already got her list here, and I got to think, and I'm sure maybe Tom has to think too because I didn't actually tell Tom we were going to ask this question.
Tom didn't.
Lauren?
I'm off the cuff, damn it.
He's off.
Carrie saw Tenacious D at a hole in the wall bar, and they were legend. Wait for it, Dairy. Yeah,
Dairy.
I can't believe that she actually saw them play live, and I've not yet. Like them and the Foo Fighters are like two of the must sees before I die. Like have to see them live in some capacity before I die. But Mount Rushmore, so that's 4. Was there 4 or 5 presidents on Mount Rushmore?
4.
George Washington, Abraham Lincoln.
4.
There's 4. So Lauren, your 4 breweries that belong on your Mount Rushmore of beers.
So I have the Alchemist and Russian River because that is like the cliche East Coast, cliche West Coast. You have to have both of those. That's Pliny the Elder, and that is Hetty Topper. So, and then I picked Tripping Animals because for me, I feel like they really helped put Miami on the map. And while they weren't there like first, in our recent travels, like in the past 6 months, I've been to Puerto Rico, Spain, and London. And in all 3 of those places, I talked to people that were very familiar with Tripping Animals. And in London and Puerto Rico, they even had Tripping Animals. I definitely didn't expect to see that in London. Sure, Puerto Rico is not far from us. That makes a lot of sense. But it just kind of blew my mind of how I get that the craft beer area is small, but it's just like, how cool is that this brewery it's not massive, but their distribution's gotten great. Their beer's fantastic. They go to festivals and they've become worldwide known for craft beer. And like, if you go to their brewery, this isn't one of those breweries that you're like, oh my God, this is massive. No, it's not teeny tiny, but it's not massive by any means. And it's so cool to see a small brewery that just has phenomenal beer, making those reaches. So then it was hard to pick the 4th one though, because part of me wanted to go Sideward because that's probably my favorite local beer. And they have boiled peanuts, which I absolutely love. But I think I'm going to have to go Other Half. Because Other Half is, again, a very well-known brewery that makes fantastic beer. I've been to...
I've got a beer of theirs in my fridge right now, actually.
Well, and I've been to 3 of their breweries, one in actually in Philadelphia and then 2 in New York. And like, it's always great beer. And, people were waiting in line for their beer for a while. And so, they put I feel like the newer kind of IPAs on the map. But they do really good beers that aren't IPAs too. People actually, I didn't even realize I'm drinking Another Half glass.
Oh,
Micah, if you're still here, I really like this beer.
So that is yours. All right, Tom.
That's mine.
I'm gonna throw it to you, man. You can go brewery, you can go distillery. What you got for us? Brewery. Give me your breweries, though.
Look, I was in bars and restaurants for 20 years, so I got this. So first and foremost, being a native Pennsylvanian, I will have to put it up there, and I am going to go macro on this, and it's going to have to be Yingling.
I knew
I
you were
grew up
saying
drinking
Oh,
this.
they have a really good brewery
It is-
tour.
They really do, but that I grew up drinking Vitamin Y. That is my stuff. That's
Oh.
my go-to.
Yeah.
As long as it's draft, not bottle.
Okay.
Their old Fezzig ale is really nice at Christmas. Their Bach was really nice when they would do that every once in a while. You get it up, especially like where I'm at now.
Wait,
So
Yingling
the-
has more than just their lager? You're
They
blowing
do.
my mind right
Yes, they have
They have
a
a whole
Hershey's
bunch of
Porter,
them.
which is really good.
now. The Hershey's Porter is meh.
Thank
We
you.
do get that one. That one's meh. No, Yingling is still a fantastic lager. Don't get me wrong. And I remember when we first started getting kegs of Yingling, thinking we were all fancy. But for the most part, outside of the Hershey's Porter and the lager, we don't really get anything else.
Noted.
Do they
I'll
do
see
it on
what-
fine.
Oktoberfest?
They do.
They do.
Yes, I almost bought it actually.
It's a
our-
very
our
nice
good
young
probably
pal-
Leftover.
had it.
It's a little bit on the cleaner side. It's not as heavy like you'd want with a Marzen or a Bach style. So just saying. Flip it to the West Coast. I will say
Ooh.
Stone Brewery is also one of my favorites as well.
I got
Again,
one in
okay,
Richmond
that's-
actually.
That's one of the big ones. They do a phenomenal Sunday brunch too. So that's another one. Now coming back
In other
close
news,
to
this
where I live,
podcast is
did I
now up for
freeze?
being sued. No, you're good. You did freeze, but I can
Am I
still hear you.
frozen?
Because we said Stone.
I don't want to stay frozen like that.
I
Shit.
can still hear you. Don't worry, you're fine.
It's because you said Stone. Greg Koch heard you and froze you.
You're
What the
frozen.
deuce?
We can hear you. Don't worry. You're frozen.
we
at
can hear
really,
you.
at a- you're frozen at a really great thing. Don't worry. I'm taking a screenshot of this. moment.
Oh, thanks, Matt. So getting closer to home, but that's the problem. Like I wanted to show. I actually have the bottle sitting right next to me, just in case we were going to talk about it. Too.
I can't even look at it now.
Lauren Carey, in the
Show
meantime,
your
says
own
she's
face.
surprised.
Oh.
Lauren,
There we go.
There
she's
you're
surprised
back.
family business. There you go.
So I
Family
actually did
business is
think
Now Matt's frozen. Okay. Now
I
Oh, no.
considered Family Business to be on there because I absolutely love it. But for me, they make fantastic beer, but they don't belong in the Mount Rushmore of beer because obviously for me, drinking their beer also makes me happy just because of the connection to Supernatural.
Fair.
I mean, I think their Grackle's super fantastic. That's probably my favorite of theirs. But their beer doesn't stand out as far as beers. It just stands out because I have all my beers from them like right there. Like it just makes me so happy, but it doesn't. But it was in there. I did consider it. And actually, I saw Maynard's come up. Those were 4 fantastic ones because he hit like the pinnacles.
Sierra
Those are probably
Nevada,
better
Guinness, Sam
answers.
Adams, and Christine. Sam Adams
Yeah.
was probably the best brewery tour I've ever gotten.
I
Because
did the $10 one. It was fantastic.
I mean, for anybody who might be going to the Sam Adams brewery tour, if you sit at like the end, you get everybody passes their pitcher down, so you get more beer to
Yeah.
try than if you sat at the beginning. Me, Carrie, and my dad Dan, we did that, and also the guy. Actually, I need to figure out what his name was because he told us he was writing a graphic novel at the time. He would be great to
Ooh.
come up on this. Anyways, Tom was halfway through his Mount Rushmore, and we cut him off. So I apologize, Tom. We were just half, dude. We were just half timing it. You got
You
a little
froze like
excited.
this.
So hit us with the last couple that you have on your Mount Rushmore.
Oh no, he froze again.
No, we didn't. He's faking.
No,
I
the
know
lights
he's
go.
faking. I can tell a fake
So-
face.
This is the Farmhouse Brewery. This is in my
Oh,
hometown where I live at.
okay.
now, Owego, New York.
I like the rooster.
Unfortunately, that's because you rock the cock.
And I also
that
had
was their
chickens,
slogan.
but yes. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay.
Unfortunately, for reasons they're not in business anymore, but I keep this because the great memories I had from there. In fact, I don't know if it's up by. Oh, yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna reach up. One moment.
Ooh, Stacy has some good ones. Narragansett, Maine Beer, Yingling, and Two Roads. Obviously, Jake
Because
brews
I'm
at Two Roads.
biased.
I get it. Lauren's mom says Calusa, Tailgate, Anchor before it was murdered, and The Alchemist. Ooh, Barn Burner. That's dope.
Yeah,
You got that
guys
from
So
the
have
this is
brewery?
actually this is a sign from in the
Oh, we can tell
brewery
exactly
and the
what it
tap
is.
room.
Yeah,
It is a
that's really
sign
cool.
Uh,
that we should.
Here's your sign.
so yeah, this was my favorite beer that they had, and I would get it, always get it. And when I used to run a bar or two, I would always order it, and I'd always make sure that when I did order it, here I come, I would order enough ponies to make sure that it would cover the cost of the honey that would go into one batch of making barn burner.
Oh, that's cool. That's actually really cool. Dude, that's really awesome.
Yeah. And then
I like
obviously the last one for on my Mount Rushmore would have to be Jameson whiskey. Thank you very much.
Actually, I really like.
fair.
So they actually have Jameson has a connection to beer because they have an IPA version of their whiskey, and they also have a stout version, which I like their stout version a lot.
And
Really,
if you
really
pour it on
good.
some Baileys and then dump it in a Guinness, you get a
Or
milk.
if you
You get that
happen,
famous drink.
that's true. My wife actually says that's a cool fact, Tom, about cover cost and barn burner. So look at that. So speaking of my wife, she's in the
My
chat.
life.
But she was actually texting me. Obviously, she texted Treehouse, and then she also texted Shipyard because they sparked my love of Pumpkinhead, and I did win a contest. I won a contest for my Crocs from Shipyard. No big deal. Rock those
That
bad
is
boys.
a lot. You
They
won a
actually,
lot of stuff.
I actually
You
do
also
win a
won
lot of
Sam
things,
Adams.
and
You
I
got, like,
I won
did
$3.
win a. All right, all right. So with the help of Carrie, I covered myself in Shipyard pumpkin heads in a bathtub, and I won custom Shipyard Crocs that I wear with my Ahsoka Roosevelts because they're both orange, blue, and white. Matches, no big deal. Peep the fit. But also, I did win a Sam Adams contest for taking. They had a picture in the summer, and it was like their summer ale. I posted up really night one night in Idaho with the way the sunset was going, and I posted it with for the Sam Adams contest. It was like this really cool photo I gotta go back and find, and it won me $1,000 worth of Sam Adams. So I won 2 chairs. I forget the name of the type of chairs, but they were really wooden. They were awesome. I won
Adirondack.
a grill, Adirondack. That's right. Yes, thank you, Lauren.
I live
I
near there.
won. Yay. I won a grill, I won a speaker, I won a cornhole boards that I still use to this day. Is the one last remaining gift I have from them is the cornhole boards. But I did
Oh,
win
the
that
chairs?
contest. The chairs didn't last very long. And Carrie hated the chairs. She
Oh,
did.
that's
She wanted to get rid
lame
of
that
them.
they didn't
And they
last.
also, one of them broke. The other one, it was just time
Mhm.
to let go. The grill was like just a charcoal grill, whatever. We do have the speaker somewhere actually, but the cornhole boards have survived. They are in my garage. I use them for like events and when people come over. I still actually also have like the tongs. They sent like a grilling kit, so I have the tongs and the spatula, all that. But Sam Adams, best thing. So if I had to actually think of it, a Mount Rushmore, go ahead, Tom.
So I will be honest. Number 4 is going to be also one of the big breweries. As much as I'm joking around that I drink Jameson.
Why did I think in my head you already said 4? I apologize. I cut you off again. I
Oh, 'cause he
sincerely
said
Well,
apologize.
Jameson.
I jokingly said 4.
Oh,
but I thought about
okay.
it.
Which
And
Jameson got our
number
boy through COVID. So
Yep. Molson actually is going to be
oh,
on my Mount
Molson,
Rushmore. It's not
Canadian
that I
for
drink it.
beer.
Well,
It's
yeah,
not that
you're
I drink
drinking.
it's my wife's beer, and we met while I was
Mm.
tending bar, and that's what I would always get her,
Oh.
either Molson or Labatt. It flip flops. You know, they're her favorite.
I-
So they
my
will
wife's
stand.
big into
Canadian
Dos
beer will
Equis.
stand in number 4.
I love Canada.
I like Dos Equis
Harry's
with
beer
some,
is Dos Equis.
Bloody
That's
Mary
her
milk.
like go-to favorite beer right there is Dos Equis. Also, Woodland actually made beer for me. If you guys remember Woodland Empire, Rob, but they're not on my Mount Rushmore because Rob and Keeley no longer own the brewery, I should say, and I don't like the direction that they've taken with. So I will say, man, Treehouse obviously is on there.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
So a lot of people, I love the Charlton location is near Worcester. So if you go like 10 minutes away from Worcester, It's in Western Mass, middle Western Mass. Great. That's their original location. They have a place in Deerfield, Mass, Sandwich, Mass, and Tewksbury, which actually the Tewksbury location is 10 minutes from my parents' house. And I'm really hoping to get back home soon to go to Tewksbury to that location. I also miss Perfecto's. Shout out to like the best cafe with like the bagel. Oh God, so good. Hockey season start. Anyways, so Treehouse, number one. Number two is Definitive Brewing out of Portland, Maine. Yes.
That's a good one.
Carrie and I went there. We played Super Nintendo and I fell in love with their beers, man. They have this double stuff Oreo stout, which was amazing. Their IPAs are so freaking good that I got to throw them on there. Man, this is hard. This is
It
really
is hard. I felt like my first two were easy because I was
The
just
first
going
two
craft.
are easy. The first two are very easy. So like those ones, simple. Honestly, I'm actually going to put Sideward on this one. Believe it or not, I'm going to throw an Orlando brewery on this. My reasoning, I've
like
been
it.
there, so I can speak to it. I've been there. Not only Lauren was sending me their stouts before I've been there. Their stouts are top notch, absolutely phenomenal. And then I went to the actual brewery and had their IPAs. Their IPAs are just as good, if not better. The
Their
vibe there is
IPAs
good.
phenomenal.
I like
They
their
have
logos a
boiled
lot.
peanuts.
I don't eat that, but the vibe's immaculate. And man, what is my fourth one? Oh God, this is a lot of pressure.
Wait, so what have
Lot
you
of
said so
pressure.
far? You said Treehouse, Sideward, and Sam Adams?
Treehouse, Sidewards,
Shipyard?
Definitive.
Definitive, duh.
Definitive.
You said definitive. Okay. I feel like it has to
Um,
be Shipyard. It's not Shipyard?
I want to say, you know what? For now, I will say Shipyard because Pumpkinhead was one of the first beers I got into. It is my favorite every year. Actually, dude, their smashed pumpkin is actually better than Pumpkinhead, and their smashed pumpkin is basically their Pumpkinhead on crack. It's like a 9% beer, really good. Me and my dad both agree that it's better than Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead has lost its spice and flavor in the
Well, it's
past
a
few
little
years for some
different every
reason.
year. I didn't mind last year's. The year before I did not like. New
Stacy got me.
Glarus, I think, is a little overrated. I know anybody from Wisconsin is gonna want to punch me.
I'm not from Wisconsin, but Spotted Cow is probably my favorite
It's
lager
fine.
of all
I think
time.
Yingling is better than Spotted Cow. I mean, Spotted Cow is it's good, but it's nothing.
Have
to
you
write home
drank?
about.
I've been to Wisconsin. I've
I've
been to
been to
in
Wisconsin.
Lambeau Field drinking a New Glarus, so I can speak on this.
I have not. Last time I was in Wisconsin, I was too young to drink. I did not drink in Wisconsin, but
One
I
day I'm
have
gonna
had New
retire
Glarus.
and I'm gonna give tours at Lambeau Field, so no big deal.
I like Mobcraft. They've had some great beers.
Mobcraft is good. I haven't seen anything from them lately, believe it or not. Treehouse has tweeted that they have like 46% lagers on tap now, which is interesting. Carrie's a big lager fan too. There's one gripe and complaint about Treehouse. It's that you can only buy 3 beers there.
Yeah, but you order the right beers, you don't need any more.
I know. That's my only complaint.
I was complaining about that, and by the time I left, I was like, "Oh, yep, I ate pizza and had 3 beers, and I'm feeling pretty good. Time to go."
Yeah, maybe my taste is maturing. My mom said, Spotted Cow. No, Spotted Cow is the perfect. Like, I need Patrick to send me some Spotted Cow because football season. Gonna transition real quick. Patrick mentioned football season in our No Stupid Questions chat on Discord. We're like, we don't want to talk about football season is upon us. I've been playing NCAA 25. It's everything I won in the last 10 years. And no, Stacy, it's every day at Treehouse and the Tewksbury location. I've gone multiple times and they've
Yeah, I've
only
only
let
been
us
to
have 3 beers in a
Tewksbury,
day.
and we had to like buy
Yeah.
drink tickets or something first. I
You
don't
can
remember.
actually pay $35 to golf on their golf course there because it's set at a golf course. You can have
Really
your wedding
pretty.
and everything there. So maybe it's location dependent.
Actually, it's
and
in
then
our
actually,
intro.
yeah, actually,
What
silly
happened?
gooses. If you go to Treehouse in Tewksbury, right before you get to Treehouse, so Treehouse, you're going to turn on this light, and there's a shopping plaza right before you get to Treehouse. That's where Perfecto's is. Go to Perfecto's.
Oh,
Trust
it's
me.
bagels. Okay.
And then it's bagels and coffee, and then you go to Treehouse. But yeah, I don't remember what I was saying now. That's all I got to say about that. I
Yingling.
guess.
Exactly. I
Yingling.
win.
Yes. Yeah.
Oldest brewery in America.
Good night, Mom. Thanks for hanging out with us. She's going to
Thanks,
bed.
Mom.
Dan, my dad would actually be with
Survived
Tom's Yingling
Prohibition.
choice. Me and my dad actually, we used to travel to New Jersey to get Yingling, believe it or not, because they never sold it to the Northeast. I don't know about New York. Were you guys always able to get it in New York?
So when I first moved up here to upstate New York back in the early 2000s, 2002, I walked into a bar thinking, I walked up and said, yeah, let me get a lager, because that is our normal nomenclature back home. Can I get a lager?
Oh, like in the
Someone
movies,
poured me
you
a
wouldn't even say the type of beer. You would just say like let me get a
Yeah,
lager.
if you're in Philly, you sit down, you go, let me get a lager. That's it. But I moved up here and said, let me get a lager. And next thing I know, there's a Sam Adams in front of me. So
Ah,
Yingling was up here 20 years ago, but you had to say, hey, can I get a Yingerling?
Yingerling. The best is when you order a High Life and people think you're saying High Life because they think High Life is Jai because it's spelled with
oh
a J.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's High Life, kids. But no, I've talked to like bartenders at Disney, and they're like, we have people that will order a Jai because they just don't know. But I think in Florida, it's long as I can remember that I was old enough to order a beer, or a Yingling was available. But we also have a brewery in Tampa.
So that's the reason. So when Yingling finally decided to go big, I don't know if you know this story, if you're beer aficionados, they used to buy old Sam kegs
Oh,
because they couldn't afford kegs for just mass distribution. So you would always get a Sam keg that had the topper that had the Yingling cap on top of it for the foreseeable future. And then eventually they expanded. There was the Florida brewery. Rumor was, and I don't know if it's true, that they were planning on doing one a little further west of the Mississippi. I don't care. I got it. I'm home. It's good. Back when I used to live out in San Diego, every single Christmas I would go get a case. And the night before I left, it was the ritual of getting gallon zipper bags and rolling each bottle in
We've
paper
done
towels.
it. Yeah.
And then stick them in, and then ship them back in my check bags.
Oh, when we flew home from, we flew into San Francisco, and then so we stopped at Russian River and flew out of Oregon, and like all the kids' suitcases had like 3 beers in them. So it was because I had 3 beers in all the suitcases, and there were 5 of us.
We put wine and stuff in our kids' suitcase back from Europe. We brought 4 bottles of wine. I brought like 4 beers back and everything like that. But every time I fly and come back, yeah, dude, I'm always bringing beer back from wherever I fly from. That's why when we take our cruise next, Lauren, we're just going to drive down to you so we can bring as much beer back as we want, or bring beer to you. And also, obviously, go to Disney. Part is
when I used to go home to when I lived in San Diego, my bartender was from Reading, PA. So I would always make sure to at least give her a 6er. And she's like, oh my God, I love you. You're drinking free all night.
Okay. So speaking of Pennsylvania, when we were at, I can't remember the name of the brewery off the top of my head now, but it was in London. And there were 2 American girls working at the brewery we were at. Start with a C, I thought. It was next to More Beer Vault. Oh. She was actually from Pennsylvania originally, and the other girl was from
that's
Massachusetts.
Why I bought the Tripping Animals beer.
Yes, and they do a collaboration beer every year with the Veil out of Richmond, which I thought was super small world. And the girl serving us beer was from PA. It was super small world and really cool. But Pennsylvania is a spot. I've never really gotten to really explore Pennsylvania beers, but maybe if we drive back to Massachusetts at some point, we'll get to kind of experience that. But there is a cat brewery in New Jersey I want to go to as well, where it's like a cat cafe, but for a brewery, where if you don't know what a cat cafe is, you can just it's like you go in there, you drink coffee, you have some food, but it's like a cat adoption agency at the same time. Cats are just roaming. You can fill out paperwork to adopt a cat if you want. That's kind of how this
brewery is. We have one up in Syracuse that is a Weeb cat cafe. So you can go
cat
in.
Cafe, all right.
Yeah, you can get your ramen, your tonkatsu, your gyoza, and kitty.
All right.
It's Japanese neko.
Ah, that's kind of cool. I have not heard of. I've just heard of like their traditional. So that's kind of. I didn't even.
Cloudwater.
Yeah, it was Cloudwater. That's what it was in
London.
One. Yes,
Shout
it
out
was.
to iPhone doing location. I literally zoomed into London and
And
found a
believe it or
picture
not,
of, and they had Three Sons beer.
they
They were
did.
selling
And
Three Sons and Tripping Animals.
Virginia Beer Company, actually, out of 10 minutes from my house right now, they actually were just in London at a beer festival this weekend, which, and again, small world, right? The
That
beer
would have been
community
so
is
cool to go
small.
to a beer fest in London. That
It
would have
would
been
have been.
really cool.
Oh man, we missed it by that
Missed
much.
it by that
Now,
much.
speaking
However,
of London,
yes,
let's talk about, because Lawrence had this sitting up on her thing the whole time about
she has.
where do you start at Epcot?
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Segway.
Mexico.
Okay, so here's
Canada.
what we do.
I
We
for Canada,
start
so-
in Mexico and then we go to Canada.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it works because everybody, you get the margarita, people get their margaritas. I'm not big on margaritas. I usually do a michelada. And then your third
love
spot is the
margaritas.
pub. So it's perfect. You get your margarita, then you go and you get your
Okay.
Canada beer, and then
Okay.
you get to the pub. And by the time you get to the pub, everybody's like really like in the spirit. And you can do your car bombs, or you can do a flight, or you can just get your Guinness, whatever you want to do. And then it's like then you head to Morocco, then you head to the France and then Morocco, which France is, that's what are you gonna do? Champagne. Then Morocco is hit or miss. They usually do have some good beer. And then you hit up Japan, again, hit or miss. And then by America, you want a good beer again. You get some Highlight or whatever, you're good to go. And then 2 countries after that, you're in Germany. So then it's like, yes, so it breaks up like the good stuff.
Yes.
Because Germany, that's when you get your Doppelbock and everything. That's because Italy never has good beer either, and that's in between America and Germany. So you have to go Mexico and then Canada is the way to go, because if you go Mexico and then you keep going, then you're in Norway, and then the next thing you know, you're in China, and you just don't want to do that.
That's actually, yeah, no, good point.
See,
We didn't do any of
I
that, though.
wasn't
We
even
broke all those
thinking.
rules.
I wasn't even considering the drink around the world aspect of it. I mean, I just start in Canada only simply
Okay.
because the normal traffic flow goes left. People tend to go clockwise, not counterclockwise. It's human nature.
Okay.
So
So when I say
I go-
Mexico then Canada, I'm only talking about proper drinking around the world days. On a normal day, if we're not doing drinking around the world, I will default to Canada. But it also depends on if there's a festival and what's going on in the Odyssey building, because the Odyssey building is next to Mexico.
Right.
So if the Odyssey building has decent beer or good wings or whatever's going on at the moment, sometimes we start there. But then you get the people that will also start in Boardwalk, and then they start in France or the UK.
France.
So that'll throw a wrench.
We're not talking there. Now, if it's food and wine, though, I will drop into Canada first, then work my way around to Mexico, because for me, the better food is on the left side.
The left side, but the left side's Mexico.
Yeah, so I'll hit Canada real quick just to get a nice beverage, and then I'll go back around. So I do like you, but I flip flop the food and wine.
So you go like the opposite. Okay,
interesting. Okay, I can respect that.
Well,
Germany does have the full steins. Okay.
Yes, Germany, and it's a plastic stein, but I do love the little stein. It was only $22, and it came with a full pour of a Doppelbock. So I feel like that was probably the most cost-efficient beer I've ever had at Epcot. I love Germany at Epcot, and that's the thing too. By the time you get there, if you go Mexico and then Canada, by the time you get to Germany, it's just like it's perfect time to be at Germany. But they did just open a certain part at Epcot when you first come in, and so they have an area that's called like Festival Favorites, which doesn't make necessarily sense because you don't always have a festival, but they have been rotating some decent beers out of there, so that could end up being like a new starting point. And who knows, because we just recorded our D23 episode, Spaceship Earth will be getting a lounge. However, I'm sure it probably won't be the easiest to get in. I don't think it's going to be something that you're just going to be able to pop in and grab a beer, but
it's going to be Epcot's version of Club 43.
Oh yeah. Lauren, do you know when the steins became plastic, by the way?
Oh, no, they have real steins. Like if you want to buy like $100 stein or whatever, they do still have those. I got it a few months ago where it's the little spotlight that you can buy beer that's next to the Oktoberfest restaurant. Right there, you can buy these little plastic steins with your beer, and it's $22 for the stein and the beer. So that's just a new offering. They do still have the regular, very expensive steins. And like if you're eating at the restaurant, you still have like the big mugs.
Oh, interesting. Well, before we go ahead and wrap up, On this episode, I do need to know because we get together every single week and we talk about comics. We review comic books for nerdinitiative.com, 9 a.m. Eastern, starting every Wednesday. I need to change that. It is every Wednesday. So, Tom, I got a feeling I know what it is, but what are your comic books that you're currently recommending people read?
Well, I was recommending the Power Ranger series, obviously, with that going on, because everybody knows I'm a huge Power Ranger.
Yeah, it's true.
So the Power Rangers series was going really well. I've been picking up little books here and there ever since my opportunities with Nerd Initiative have opened up my comic book lenses. So I just got done reading Defenders of the Earth issue 1, and I know, Matt, you're too young for this one, but Defenders of the Earth was a. Do you know the theme song?
No.
I don't, and I'm your age.
Yeah, so Defenders of the Earth was usually shown on like your third UHF affiliate, like UPN kind of deal, in most markets, and it was an amalgam of Flash Gordon, Mandrake the Magician, and the Phantom. Like all the oddball comic book characters weren't owned by the big two. Had a bitchin' theme song that will get stuck in your head, but it's gone over to comic books now. And I can tell you very much this is not your same cartoon turned comic book. It is two very different tones, and I'm all for it. So I'm holding off until the new Power Ranger stuff comes out after probably New York. I think we're going to start getting that. But yeah, I mean, you throw something at me, I'll read it, just simply for that fact. But I tend to stick with a lot of the older series that are things that I've grown up with because I like to see the artistic license they've gone with in different franchises.
Yeah, no, I think that makes perfect sense. I got you. Lauren, what are you recommending this week?
So first, I recommend that Rich go to Epcot on October 11th. We will be celebrating Keely's first drinking around the world.
October 11th? That's 4 days before my birthday. Can I get down there in time?
Yeah. So it's going to be baby's first
I'll be
drinking around the
34.
world. Rich is not a huge Disney fan, but he did just say that he will do Epcot and let me pick a beer. And my mom immediately replied, when? Pick a day. October 11th. There you go, Mom. I picked it. So my comic book that I highly recommend this week is Barfly from the Minor Threats universe. This is Patton Oswalt, Jordan Bloom, and Kyle Starks jumped in on this. Absolutely loving it. This was issue 2. Minor Threats is the world that has been created, and they're doing a Netflix show on it. The comic is so funny, and Barfly is an actual fly with no wings. He loves beer, he loves anarchy, and he loves his friends, but he also has really bad daddy issues, and he's just falling into this terrible cycle of, continually being a villain, because the Minor Threats world is about superheroes and villains, but the superheroes are the minor characters and the villains are the main characters, because not all villains are actually villains. Some of them just have really shitty parents. Highly recommend that again, Minor Threats by Dark Horse. We also did Werewolf by Night, which I'll let Matt go into more. We reviewed that. Another comic I did not review this week that I recently caught up on, that I read like 5 issues of it today, and I was like, oh, this has gotten really good. I think it's on I read up to issue 8. I think it's on 9 or 10 now. Is from the Hive Mind DC Comics, The Outsiders. It's gotten meta, and they're doing so well with the meta story, because meta can be cheesy or it can be fantastic. And I did not see it going in that direction, and it's been really fun, and I think it's really cool what they're doing. So those are my recommendations right now. And of course, anything Wolverine, obviously. Oh, Deadpool and Wolverine. WW3, Wade Wilson 3. It's 3 issues. It just finished. First issue, you're going to be like, this doesn't seem like Wade and Wolvie. Second issue, you're going to be like, that's why it didn't seem like Wade. Third issue, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is Deadpool and Wolverine, and I love it. So go grab those 3 issues. And you're going to hear the exact same words if you listen to our next episode. Cheers.
That's true. You are. Speaking of which, there it is. Hugh Jackman in all of his glory.
Oh, yes. I have posters too.
Yes. I recommend, obviously, that my big comic book this week is go ahead and check out Kill All Immortals, man. That's my big comic book recommendation this week, because I absolutely loved it. It's from Dark Horse Comics, Zach Kaplan, FICO, Ossio, and then obviously Tiago Roca. Great. It's Vikings who are immortal, but there's family wars. I'm going to find a way to get some Fast and Furious references in there, so you never turn your back on.
As long as you don't get family in there, it's fine.
But don't worry, I got a Fast and Furious reference in my review. check all of those out. But nerdinitiative.com, man, that's where you can find us. That's where we're at. Tom is actually going to go to a Power Ranger Comic-Con next week. Is it? Where is it? Where can people, like, are you going to be live from there? Tell us a little bit about the Power Ranger Con, man. Come on. MorphCon?
One shot me, Matt. Thank you. So coming up next week in Pasadena, California, is Power MorphCon.
Ooh.
Power MorphCon is the bi-yearly convention. Now, this happens every 2 years for two reasons. One, logistics. And also, Scott and the team, Scott Zillner, we love him. You'll see him on the Toys That Made Us, if you ever watched that. Scott likes to do it because there are so many folks from all around the world who love Rangers so much that we want to make sure that they save up. This year, there's going to be over 150 guests. Yours truly is going to be there. And I think I can finally announce this. So this is going to be exclusive. I will be hosting a panel at Power MorphCon this year. That is correct. I'm not just doing cheesy videos on the internet.
I can't think of a better person to host a Power Rangers panel.
Absolutely.
Well, believe it or not, you want to know which panel it is?
Which one?
Yes.
The comic book panel.
I'm even more shocked.
Oh.
No way.
Did not see this coming. You threw me for a loop.
I will be down at Power MorphCon. I've got my custom Nerd Initiative swag just for the show. I'm going to be talking to a lot of Rangers. Last time, and we say colloquially last year because it happens every 2 years, but last year was my first ever Power MorphCon going to. I have been a fan of Rangers for over 30 years, and it's because of Rangers I have this opportunity right now to be in everybody's internet, in their face, in their home, talking with you guys. Because if it wasn't for me being in someone else's chat about 6 years ago, these opportunities would have happened for me today. So Rangers does mean a lot more to me than, hey, it's a TV show. You know, I have two morphers in my house. I have this one, which is the tattoo I have on my arm. And this is my favorite Ranger. And I have another one, which is Tommy's Master Morpher, which I'm not getting out from where it's in the shelf. But going to Power MorphCon is like going home. You're around people that love your franchise, and it is amazing. The actors are real people. They don't talk down to you. They know you're there because you all love it all together. And that is the one thing I absolutely love about the Ranger fandom. It's not like the Star Wars guys that go, well, you didn't wear your suit the right way because your armor was on the wrong thing. It's not like the Trekkies who are, well, your warp core bubble is like this or that. No. Rangers is probably one of the most inclusive fandoms out there, in my opinion. But don't get me wrong, I love the other two as well.
It's like Supernatural.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Shut your pile.
Ah, yes.
It's a cake hole, actually, in Supernatural.
We love pie. Lauren, one last bit, though. We have something. I think we're doing a bit of a virtual 5K for a good cause. Do you want to go ahead and talk about that for a second?
Yes. So I will drop the link here, and we will be pushing this. We haven't yet created a group for the geeks, but we will. I have a friend from high school, lost her daughter to DIPG 2 years ago. Her daughter was only a month older than my 7-year-old at the time. And it is a brain tumor. So we are doing virtual 5Ks, virtual bike run. You can join. It's $35. Once you do the fees and the taxes, it comes to $40. So you pay that, and then you do your little virtual run, your virtual bike. And it all goes to a good cause. It goes to research for trying to cure this childhood cancer, because you know what? Fuck cancer. And the only thing worse than cancer is childhood cancer. So I will drop that link in here in a minute. We will also drop that on YouTube. I will drop that everywhere. If you're following us on the socials, we will be posting that. And then we're going to post it in our Discord as well and try to actually get a, cause you could do like a group. So it'll be like, Geeks for Haley kind of thing. So, and even if you don't want to run, you can just donate too. Always, like, St. Jude's is another great organization. If you just want to donate, like Haley was at St. Jude's, that's, my favorite and least favorite nonprofit to donate to. So yeah, again, fuck cancer. And especially fuck it for kids.
Scott's actually in the chat. I love Scott. Everybody knows I love Scott on this podcast. He says fuck cancer for sure. I agree, man. Childhood cancer, any cancer, Tom's in. You don't have to run. You can walk a 5K, honestly.
Yeah, there's no timing. You can do your bike. Plus, it's virtual.
It's virtual. again, yeah, like honor system.
I'll do it
We
twice.
do. I mean, we in our Discord, we do have like a fitness channel because we like to keep each other like, hey, Pat's in there, like, hey, I walked this far today. We like to motivate the homies. Stacy's been out there biking. Lauren and I run often. So you already know. So we got that there. So it's just a good thing
So,
for
yeah,
us
and
all
it
to come
technically
together.
takes place in October, so you have to do it between, in the month of
Well, October is a
October.
big cancer awareness month. So
Yeah.
do it in the month of October. So you can start training now, couch to 5K, walking, any whatever it is. Do it for a
That's
good
5K
cause.
is fantastic.
It
If
is.
you're not into running and you want to get into running, that's a great place to do it.
Agreed.
Or
Uh,
like download that app and it's a great, like, it makes you walk and then run and then walk and then run and it helps you pace
it's a really
yourself
good
because
system.
that's the one thing that's really hard when you're getting into running is pacing yourself. That's like if I run
And I'm
outside, I
tall.
run too fast and then I want to die.
Yeah. Lauren's like, wow, you're running fast. I'm like, this is slow for me, but also like I tire out because sometimes my legs just want to carry me faster in normal. But Tom,
Yeah.
I'm fat.
I mean, I am too.
I'm fat.
But
Like I could do a 5K in 43 minutes, so I'm good.
there's no time. That's the best thing is like, you know what? There's
There's
no
nothing
time
wrong with
limit.
that. That's
As long as you finish, the finish line is the goal. And speaking of the finish line, I want people to head to your channels. Go ahead and tell us where people can find you.
You can find me every single Monday night on Nerd Initiative TV Talk. If not, you'll see me on Tuesday's Turner Page with Matt and Lauren and Ken. If not, Wednesday, you'll see a review drop. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I got a real life job. Sunday is always fun day. But if not, you can always check me out at Off the Cuff Tom anywhere else on the internet. So you go into Google, you hit Off the Cuff Tom. I'm the first thing that pops up because I'm that special on the internet.
That's true.
And I use my radio voice.
He does. Tom has like you can never replicate that. Scott says he's going to donate and do virtual 5 drinks. You know, you can do that. You can do whatever you want, man. I'll do the beer mile.
Wait,
I'll do
hold on.
5K.
If we're gonna do
I
virtual
dropped the link to the
5K, do we have to measure the amount, how the distance is? Like, do the quadratic equation from
No,
the
it's
table?
just 5 drinks.
X equals negative B plus or minus the square root. You had
I don't do math. I don't do math. On YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, I do always post the Cantina Hours to audio only. I like to do that as well. But if you're on YouTube, the link is on here. Otherwise, follow us on social media, man. That's where you're going to find these links. We're going to start posting the links. We're going to get our group together. We're going to do it for a good cause. Cantina Hour is our bullshit time. As you can see tonight, I had a lot of fun getting to talk beer, getting to talk Tom with Tom. Yes, I get to talk Tom. Yes. And we also got to talk like movies,
we're not going to have Tom. We're just going to talk Tom for a full hour.
We're just talking Tom. And of course, you can't forget these medals I have behind me. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. We got press passes. We brought our swag tonight. Peep the fits.
I have those on my wall right there.
Wait, Disney, let's talk lanyards. Okay.
Yeah. See, we got the goods, man.
I don't fin trade.
Follow. That's the number one way.
Mine is all black and white.
I see multiple Jackies. That's awesome.
I do, Jack.
Yep. All black and white. The cast members go crazy for it.
It's on Instagram. Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out. We will be back next week with some more Cantina Hour. If there's ever a Cantina Hour topic you want us to talk about, drop us an email, drop us a line on Facebook group, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, all of the above. Shoot us a DM if you want to personally. We will do it. And we will see you guys next week. Make sure Mondays, new episodes every Monday. This coming episode is all about D23 and the amazing news that dropped there. And so that's the only way to do it. Find out. We'll see you guys next week. Tom, love you as always. Cheers.